Thank you so much for joining me today to talk about Main Street Ministries. I am glad that you could join and just bring up information for others to learn more about what's happening there in Houston. So if you would just give yourselves a little bit of an introduction, and then I want to hear a bit about the background of Main Street Ministries.
Sure. So I'm Barbara Allen. I'm the executive director here. I've been here for about 3.5 years. This is Esmeralda Reyes. She's the program director for Life Empowerment, which is where Getting Ahead and the Bridges material sits. So Main Street Ministry is located in Houston, and we serve all of Harris County. And we basically were two ministries that were at First Presbyterian Church, one called Operation ID and one called Shepherd Center. And in 2009, they were incorporated to become Main Street Ministries. So we still do Operation ID, which helps people get IDs. And Shepherd Center was basically an assistance ministry. And when the board of directors really felt like they weren't moving the needle, just giving out money, they pivoted and added the development component and renamed it Life Empowerment. And Getting Ahead is our first step into that program.
Wonderful. And Esmeralda, you want to give us a little background on you?
Hi, Lynn. Thank you for having us this morning. Sure. I've been with Main Street Ministries now for 7 years in May. Really exciting. Like Barbara said, I manage the Life Empowerment branch of Main Street Ministries, and I'm just really excited and really grateful for the opportunities that have been afforded to us to move forward with empowering people in the Houston community to break cycles of poverty.
Right. So how has the agency grown? And or maybe another way to think about that is, where do you spend most of your time and energy? What's happening?
Oh, God, that's a great question. So I would say, as far as our time and energy, I think we spend it listening. I think we spend it being innovative, really challenging ourselves and moving forward. And we've grown in the sense of, like I said, in 2017, our board really said, just giving out money is not enough. And that's when they started to do the Bridges work and the Getting Ahead curriculum. And since then, we've offered 36 cohorts. We have expanded to youth. We have expanded to Spanish speaking. We have continued to develop sort of the network for our alumni. We now have Staying Ahead, and we also have a curriculum called Family Hope, which one of our staff members developed. So just being innovative and just keeping up with the demand and bringing other people into the conversation.
Yes, that's a very important part. Esmeralda, talk about offering Getting Ahead both in English and Spanish. Kind of what experience have you had with that, and how's it going?
Thank you. Yes. Oh, I love to talk about the experience we've had in English and in Spanish. In English, like most of the rest of the world, we had to go to online classes, workshops, because of the pandemic. And we learned a lot of things about that. We learned that we could still create community. It was a little different, maybe had some challenges with it, as opposed to meeting in person. But we definitely did not miss a beat. And I really am proud of Main Street Ministries for being able to transition into online workshops so easily and hold graduations just as meaningful. And so that's been going on since 2017, both in person and then online. And now we're excited that we are now broaching back to in person in English workshops. The model looks a little different than we did at the very beginning. There's a couple of components that we're not offering because we realize that we don't need to offer childcare during the day. We're relying on partner agencies to do that one before Main Street Ministries was carrying that. And so that is thriving. In Spanish, we've been very successful with launching now 4 Spanish classes. 2 of them are being concurrently working right now at a area school with Spanish speaking parents, high school. And, we've been able to recruit, I want to say, graduates from our Spanish classes to become facilitators.
Yeah.
So that's going on right now. We're very excited for that, and they're doing a phenomenal job. Um, yeah,
Thanks. So, I think everyone understands that Houston is a large metropolitan area on there. How do you kind of think about, okay, do you have specific neighborhoods? Do you just take calls as they come? How do you handle that?
So we have, I say yes, both. Um, so we were always a referring, people refer into us, and we still have that model. But both with our Spanish efforts and with this new, going back into person, we're going out into the community. So we're doing it, in local communities. So we take the barrier of transportation away, and we use other people's facilities. And like she said, we do it during the day so that we don't have to have the daycare. So yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah. I know too, I have some inside scoop, but you do a lot of things with, I think, helping people get IDs and those other things. Talk a little bit about the other services with Main Street.
Sure. So our other big program is Operation ID, and we have 60 referring partners across Harris County as well as other counties. And basically, we all know that without an ID, you can't get a job, you can't get housing, you can't get benefits. And so for 40 years, we have been doing this work. We are experts with it. We are mainly volunteer ran. We can get birth certificates from all of the states, from the military bases. And it's just an efficient way for a large system to have an expert in the field that they can refer to. And so we see about 1,200 or more a year for the actual service. And then we probably have another 1,200 that we see just what we call navigation. So someone comes without an appointment, and we can really just stop and talk to them and explain to them how to enter the system and what kind of documents they're going to need, that sort of thing.
Good. Amazing. And you're correct. Without an ID, it's hard to move forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's the future story? What are you thinking? Are the hopes and dreams?
Well, as you know, we just became a local consultant, which we're really excited about. We've already had the opportunity to do some not certified training, but we did some coaching on facilitator talents, goals, approaches. And we helped a couple of other agencies connect with y'all and become getting ahead presenters. So I think our future story is really just to keep pushing the envelope, introduce this common language, do more bridges trainings, invite more people in, really see this go through Houston in a powerful way. That for me, and Esmeralda probably has more to say to that as well.
I just want to add, Barbara, that we heard Phil Duvall when, one of the trainings we attended. He kind of said, and I'm paraphrasing, but if we're building people up in poverty into different socioeconomic classes, and we're not infiltrating the working community, the service providers with bridges out of poverty, then we're doing them an injustice, and the burden falls, on our graduates. And we heard that, and we have been busy conducting bridges out of poverty workshops now for at least 2 years, maybe more. Barbara, you can remind me of that. And we're including as many sectors as we possibly can. As you said, Houston is a big metropolitan area, so it hasn't been easy inviting some city officials and people like that. But we're gaining momentum, and we love that because we really want to saturate Houston with the information that has been transformative for our people.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Any
you.
last thoughts? Any last things you'd like to share?
I think the other things we didn't really share that we have a passion for is we listen to our graduates and they would say to us, God, I wished I would have known this information when I was younger. And so getting this to the youth through the R rules curriculum, youth getting ahead, that's a desire of ours. We've done some pilots. We're doing another pilot inside a high school. And we're thrilled about that. And then the other one that we want to work towards is the workplace stability. And we've been talking to a company. They weren't quite ready for the longer program, but they did invite us in to bring some financial kind of literacy. And so we're excited to really think as we look at the shrinking workforce, we know that that's the next kind of step, is to really help businesses provide the right type of environment for this entry-level worker, this worker that's come perhaps out of poverty, to be successful and to continue to build up our workforce. So that's a next step as well.
Good. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like there's a lot of innovation going on and a lot of thinking. And I too know that as people come to you and knock on the door and say, hey, how can I help? That it continues to grow, the things that you're doing.
Absolutely.
Thank you both for spending time with me today and giving us more information about Main Street Ministries.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks.